Hi, this is Kevin Morton, and this is Bringing Positive Effects into Your Life. It's a new show that I've come up with, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about doing a show here on Lowell Cable TV, and this show will have a variety of guests and a variety of topics, but they're all going to be interwoven around bringing you techniques and strategies, proven techniques and strategies that will help you make your life better in all parts of your life. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, or depression, sadness, guilt, anger, fear, self-doubt, whatever it is that's keeping you from moving forward in your life, you will find something in this series that's going to help you out. I can almost guarantee that. Now, who am I to say that? Well, I'm an author. My book is a personal development book called Perceive This: How to Get Everything You Want Out of Life by Changing Your Perceptions. I wrote that book several years ago when I really had a deep belief that how we perceive life really affects how our life goes. Okay, and the various ways in which we perceive and believe certain things have an effect on what we get out of life. And since then, studying hypnosis and being a hypnotist for so many years, and also the study of Neuro Linguistic Programming, I'll call that NLP from now on, and let's just say for now, it can be described as waking hypnosis. As I studied all these things, and I studied about the mind and how the mind works and how the mind interacts with the body, I know for certain that I was right on. Okay. A lot of the things that we do have to do with how we perceive life, how we perceive the things in life. And I'll talk about that in a lot more detail as we go through. But for now, in general, let me just tell you a little bit about hypnosis. I am a hypnotherapist. And I'm going to let you know what hypnosis is tonight. That's what tonight's going to be about. We're going to talk basically about hypnosis. What is hypnosis? Oh, first of all, what is a hypnotherapist anyway? Okay. Hypnotherapist is someone who's a hypnotist but works with people generally one-on-one to help them with problems that they have. Yeah, basically everyday problems. You know, I do see people that come in and they have anxiety and they have stress, and I show them how to de-stress and I show them how to deal with the anxiety. And sometimes they come in with anxiety they've had for years and I help them get to the root cause of it. I have people come in and they have fears and phobias. I have people come in and they have anger issues. A variety of things like that. Self-esteem issues is something very common with a lot of people these days. So a hypnotherapist is someone who sees that. Very often when people think of a hypnotist, they think of those stage hypnotists. Those guys that are out there that are actually bringing up many people sitting up on the stage and with a snap of a finger makes them just fall asleep, supposedly. And then makes them do all sorts of silly things like cluck like a chicken, right? That is not hypnosis. At least that's not how hypnosis is used with a hypnotherapist. Yes, there is hypnosis there, but it's strictly for entertainment, and there's a lot of things going on that a hypnotherapist usually doesn't have the chance to take advantage of. Later on in this series, also we'll be interviewing a stage hypnotist, and we'll talk about that, and we'll actually see what kind of things they do and how they actually do them. It's going to be exciting. But tonight, let's get back to hypnosis. What is hypnosis? It's best for me to maybe define for us what hypnosis isn't. Because if you haven't seen a stage show, you've probably seen TV shows like The Mentalist or older movies with hypnotists that would hypnotize somebody to go commit crimes. Okay? One of the things hypnosis isn't is mind control. I cannot control someone. I cannot bring someone in and make them do something they wouldn't ordinarily do or would never want to do. I have no control over that. Another thing is, hypnosis is not sleep or a comatose state. You know, most people come in, and if I don't prepare them right, they'll come out of hypnosis and they'll say, well, I heard every word you said, and I heard everything that was going on. I said, yeah, that's right. They expect that in the hypnosis, you're in sleep, and when they come out of it, they won't remember a thing. I don't do that in the office. There's no need to do that with helping people out. It's fun to do that on stage, and you see the person's eyes light up 15 minutes later when they finally do remember everything that happened. But that's not typical in hypnosis. What hypnosis is, it's a natural state. And I will bet you that you've been in a state of trance. Trance is a form, is when hypnosis starts up, we bring someone into trance. Okay, so it's a nice relaxed state of the mind, a relaxed state of the body. And I'll bet you've been in trance today. Have you been driving or ever been driving along the road and your mind starts to wander on something that might have just happened before you got in the car, or something that you're expecting to happen when you arrive to wherever you're going? And all of a sudden you look around and you say, wow, how did I get this far? I don't remember the last couple of miles. Or you may have even missed your exit. That's a form of trance. If you like reading books and you sit down and you read a good novel, and all of a sudden you look up at the clock and it's 3 o'clock in the morning, you look up at the clock and it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you say, where has the time gone? Or you watch a good movie and you get so much into the movie, you start getting into the character and you start crying. You start feeling emotions for the character. You know it's a movie. You know they're actors. That is a form of trance. So, have you been in trance today? Possibly. How does it feel? Well, first of all, many of the things I said, there's kind of a time distortion. So when you lose track of time and all of a sudden you look up the clock and say, oh my gosh, how did I get to this time? Well, however you felt during that time, a lot of people call it the zone. That's one of the ways it feels. Another way, probably what it feels like for clients in my office is they get so relaxed and so physically and mentally, even emotionally relaxed, right? They just let go, and as I'm talking, their mind wanders. And you know what that state is very similar to that you might experience every day? Just before you're going to sleep and just before you're waking up. That's what that feels like. Okay? So, have you been in trance today? Sure. I will bet you have. What can hypnosis do and how does it work? Well, first of all, when you're wonderfully relaxed, when you're beautifully relaxed, and I say it that way because I want you to imagine the last time you just felt so good and relaxed. Okay? Your mind starts to wander and you forget things about your environment. And when you forget things about your environment, your critical faculty goes to the side. Critical faculty, that's the part of your mind that says, hey, I'm sitting here in a chair, and even though I'm thinking about the beach, I'm not on the beach. My feet are right here on the floor. I'm in the chair. I'm not in the bathing suit. That's your critical faculty. When you can get that to the side, when you can just move that to the side, then you can say, ooh, I'm on the beach. I can feel the sand between my toes. I can feel the warmth of the sun on my face. I can hear the ocean rolling in. That, my friend, is when you're in hypnosis. And that's a cool state, isn't it? When you're stressed and when everything seems to be overwhelming, wouldn't it be nice to just zap out to that beach scene or that nature scene on a mountain path or wherever it is that makes you feel so relaxed and just block everything out or forget everything? Get that critical faculty out of the way. That's when you feel wonderful. And that's what hypnosis is about. So now that I've gotten you to the point where your imagination can step in and you're not being critical and analytical and saying, I'm sitting here, I'm not at the beach, or I'm not floating away, or whatever. Now, so what? Now I'm relaxed. What does hypnosis do then? Well, at that point I can then, as a hypnotist, I can then communicate well with your subconscious mind. What does that mean? Well, your subconscious mind is the mind that is in control all the time. Your conscious mind is the one who does, it's the one that does all the automatic things. Like, do you ever think about blinking your eyes on purpose? Imagine how life would be if you had to go, oh yeah, I gotta blink again. No. It does it for you. Your subconscious mind takes care of that. Beating your heart, breathing while you're sleeping. While you're sleeping, you're not thinking of it. You're not thinking of the fact that you gotta breathe. It takes care of all the automatic things. And more so, let's talk about more automatic things. When you put on your shoes and you bend it down to tie them, do you think about, oh yeah, I got to put one strand over the other, pull them tight, and make a loop on the left and twirl it around? No, you don't. You just automatically go to tie it. You don't go back to remembering how you were taught and doing everything. It's automatic. Your subconscious takes control. Lots of things like that. When you walk to the edge of the street to cross it, you look left, then you look right, and you cross, right? You know how funny that is when you go to a country that the cars are on the other side of the road, and the automatic part of your subconscious comes up and says, hey, you look this way, it's okay, you can start stepping off, and boom, car goes right by you. It is insane. But that's what your subconscious does for you. It does things automatically for you. It's the in-depth learning that has happened, and it's there for you. Now, if you can speak to your subconscious mind instead of consciously. For instance, let's say that you've got a fear of dogs. And you can say to yourself consciously, you know, most people have dogs and they're not afraid of them. Most people have dogs and they pet them. And the dogs do tricks and the dogs do this and that and they don't bite their owners. So I shouldn't be afraid of dogs. Matter of fact, I should be able to go over to one of my friends' houses who has a dog that's never bitten a soul, and I should be able to pet that dog. Well, if you have a true fear of dogs and a phobia of dogs even, there's no way you can talk yourself into that. At the conscious level, you can't do that. But at the subconscious level, by the way, it's at the subconscious level the fear is coming up. If you work at it at the subconscious level, then you could have a much better chance of changing that fear around. Does that make sense? That's what hypnosis is all about, working at the subconscious level, working at the deep levels where changes happen. Habits cannot be broken easily at a conscious level. Working at the subconscious level, changes in habits can be broken much easier. One of the habits people see hypnotists for all the time is smoking. Smoking is a habit, right? It's very difficult to do this consciously. Some people, I will say, some people, great. My wife, 20 some odd years ago, after having smoked for a long time, like that on the Great American Smokeout, she quit smoking, never had a cigarette again. That is just wonderful. Now, it's not that easy for most people. So they see a hypnotist to change those habits. Hypnotist works at that subconscious level and works with the subconscious. Now, how does the subconscious work? Without getting into too much psychology, I'll tell you, for the most part, for the way in which we work with subconscious mind and the way in which the subconscious mind interacts with us on a daily basis, it's like a 5-year-old child. Yes, it's like a small little child. And that's why you have habits that the subconscious mind kind of kicks off, but they are not so useful habits. Sometimes they're even destructive habits. And the subconscious mind has actually got them going because it doesn't realize that the habit should change because it's destructive. And I always use a story about the 5-year-old child who's out there with dad, and dad's got a brand new car, and he's waxing it up, and it's looking beautiful. And I picture a cherry red car, and he's going around and waxing it and rubbing it down, and it's shining and sparkly. And his son says, I need to help my dad. I want to help my dad make his car look magnificent. So his son picks up the rag, the wet rag out of the dirt, goes over to the car and starts rubbing it like his dad's doing. What's he doing? He's ruining the car. His dad's not going to be happy. But his son has every good intent in the world. He wants to help him, not hurt him. Your subconscious mind is like that. Your subconscious mind sometimes causes you to do things or causes these habits to be there and doesn't realize that it's hurting, has every good intent. Consciously, you can think and say and affirm everything you want, but until you really get deep down to that subconscious mind and work with it like you work with a child, then change comes. Then change comes. People often say, hey, I do affirmations, and sometimes they work. I tell you, affirmations can work, and they do work. If you ever tried affirmations, you may be one of two people. One says, they don't work at all. I've tried them, never got them to work. And someone else might say to me, I have a lot of success with affirmations. If you do affirmations, let me give you a clue. When you're talking to yourself, and that's what you're doing with affirmations, you want to talk not so much to like you would to an adult. Because an adult, you can talk logically. You can say, okay, I will not go to the refrigerator in the evening anymore. I'm not going to the refrigerator in the evening anymore. I'm not going to the refrigerator in the evening anymore. If you're telling a 5-year-old child that, and you're saying you're not going to the refrigerator in the evening anymore, 5-year-old child is not going to take that at face value. Has to experience why he's not going to the refrigerator anymore. Has to feel a little bit of emotion. So I suggest whenever I have clients that want to do affirmations, hypnosis is a lot quicker, but if you want to do affirmations, a hypnotic way to do it is to get a visualization of what you want, not what you don't want. Don't visualize yourself at the refrigerator stopping. Get a visualization of what you want, okay? And walk through it and feel how good it is to actually be able to do what you want to do as opposed to what you didn't want to do. Feel how good it is. Walk through it, step into it, and then feel that emotion. And then your affirmation will be on this new empowering thing that you want. You don't want an affirmation about what you don't want. Every time you tell a kid not to go there, he's going to want to go there even more, right? So, in a way, that's how we work with hypnosis. We're very careful about language. These negatives, they can be charged, and they can actually have an opposite effect on you if it's all about what you don't want. We use the emotions, We have you associate into visuals and a lot of things like that. It's wonderful stuff. Now, right now, that's enough about hypnosis. I think I've given you enough. Basically, we relax you. We have you breathe. Yes, you breathe, right? We teach you how to breathe in a more optimal way to relax. Most people do this. If you do yoga or meditation or anything like that, you probably already know how to breathe in a really proper way to relax. So we have you breathe in a certain way, be relaxed, and then we relax your body, make sure it is relaxed really well. And that as your body is relaxed, your mind gets relaxed, and we give you some visualizations to help do that. And then we put the suggestions in. What I'd like to do as this program ends, I want to teach you how to breathe and how to relax. And we're going to play a little music for you. And I'm going to have you relax right here. Well, let me show you how to breathe first. Optimally, you want to breathe in through your nose. And you want to fill your stomach first and then your chest. And breathe out through your mouth. Emptying your stomach and then your chest. Now, it's easy to breathe this way if you put your hand right on your stomach. Right like this. And even just press. Make sure you get rid of all the breath. Now realign yourself wherever you're sitting or lying down and just get yourself as comfortable as possible. Try not to cross hands or legs or feet. And just relax. Now, what I want you to do is take a nice deep breath. Another one. Now we're going to add something to this. I'm going to have you take a deep breath in and count. We'll maybe do a 4 count. But on the breath out, I'd like to do a 6 count or an 8 count if possible. When you can exhale longer than your inhale, you will relax yourself more. Okay? So we'll do a count, and I'll count with my fingers. One more time. You see how that went? I slowed the exhale down and I made sure I get out all my breath. And I exhale longer than my inhale. So now that you're comfortable, now let's start these deep breaths now. Now I just want you to stare into the screen, if you will, if you are at that angle. If you're not, just close your eyes and feel comfortable. But if you are sitting right in front of the TV as you're breathing, stare into my eyes, if you will. And just keep on breathing. Another deep breath in. On the next big deep breath, as you exhale and the breath comes out, just let your eyes close. Just let your eyes close. That's right. Now you're feeling relaxed. Now I'm going to walk you through a simple little relaxation. We call it progressive relaxation. Just keep on breathing and listening to my voice. What I want you to do is notice how your eyes feel. I want you to notice how they feel so relaxed with your eyelids closed. And your eyelids are like the tiniest muscles in your entire body. And it feels great to have them loose and relaxed. And so wonderfully relaxed and loose. And I want you to visualize that relaxation around your eyes is kind of a, maybe even a fluid of some sort that's spreading out into your face and relaxing you. Totally relaxing you nicely, wonderfully. That's right. Your jaw and your tongue relaxes. And then that relaxation moves down to your neck and your shoulders. And if your shoulders are tense, just loosen them up now. You know, when we go through the stress and tension of the day, a lot of that stress and tension is on your shoulders. Let those muscles loose. Let them go. Now, what I want you to do next, I want you to move that down to your arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrist, all the way down to the tips of your fingers. Feel the relaxation. Notice where your fingers lie. Become aware of them. You might even feel your fingers tingle, and that's fine. Move that relaxation all the way down your chest and your stomach. Just becoming aware of your breathing. Move it down to your hips, your thighs, your calves, all the way down to the tips of your toes. You're feeling relaxed from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. This is the relaxation we're talking about. Keep on this nice deep breathing. And as you're breathing, say to yourself, relax, calm, relax. And you'll notice that if you had any tension before you started this, it's probably all gone away. If you had any anxiety before you started this, it's probably all gone away. Right now in this moment, as you relax and enjoy the deep breathing. This was a simple exercise for us, just on TV, just a few minutes, to show you how to relax. And in a moment, if you still have your eyes closed, when I count to 5, and I'm going to count from 1 to 5, when I get to 5, open your eyes gently and feel refreshed. With each number, you're going to become more and more aware of the room, more and more aware of your environment, and feel refreshed. 1, 2, 3. The words relaxed and calm. They help you feel this way you are right now. 4 and 5. Open your eyes. I bet you that felt relaxing. It was only 3-4 minutes. It wasn't long at all. That's just a little piece of what I do as a hypnotherapist. I did this for you, and if you followed along, if you breathe the same way you were breathing, and you say to yourself, relax, you can get into the same state as you were just in again another time. When things get a little harsh, you just step out from where you are and just go into a quiet place, sit down and start breathing and say, relax. And just let the tension go. And relax your body from head to toe. Do that for 5 minutes. And you'll find that you'll feel wonderful afterwards. If anything was bothering you before, it'll go away, or it will at least bother you a lot less. So that was your little realm, your little journey into hypnosis. It wasn't bad, was it? We will bring you techniques and strategies like this on every single one. I thank you very much for joining along. I thank you for watching. My name is Kevin Martin. My company is Positive Effects Hypnosis. And you can see what we do at www.pauseffects.com. That's www.pauseffects.com. Thank you very much. Have a great day.